you've been following the channel, you'll know that this here is a big day for us. 3.5 years ago we went on the hard, and the idea was that we would just simply do the rigging and a few other things, and it sort of morphed into a 70-80% refit on Rockchalk. So today we're finally going to splash down. If you've been following the channel, you know that not only did we replace the rigging, do a lot of mast and electrical work, we did a repower with a Beta 60. That repower took close to 1.5 years thanks to COVID, where we lost at least 8 months worth of production time and work time, but we finally made it. One thing I can tell you that's for sure, the longer the boat's on the hard, the harder it is to get it back in the water. If you've ever done any work on a boat, you know that you touch one thing, it's never in a vacuum. You touch that one thing and it touches 3 or 4 other things. Then all of a sudden, a half-day job is turned into a month job. Well, on this project here, on this refit, the 9-month refit turned into 3.5 years. Originally, the budget was for about $8,000 to $9,000. And the time we splash here, we're now at $65,000. But the good news is, outside of the hull, this boat is basically brand new. Powertrain is new from beginning to end. The electrical is all new with the exception of the home runs. All the electronics are all brand new. Power generation is brand new. Laid over complete new systems. So yeah, Rockchalk is essentially a brand new boat. With the keel touching the water and going back in, she's no longer sitting on the hard, she's back in her own element. As the boat goes into the water, I ended up climbing up, going inside and checking all the through holes. Everything looked good till I got to the engine room when I had water spurting out of the raw water strainer. I had to have the yard lift the boat up, retighten that down. Everything was fine and she was back in her natural element. With the boat back in the water, I walked back into the yard, look at the empty space, and reflect back on the 3.5 years of hard work it took just to get to this point, and how fulfilling it is. Like most things in life, you tend to forget the trials and tribulations that it took to get to this point, but just the great accomplishments. So here she is, tied up in her new home in Deltaville. After spending all that time on the hard, it's just great to see her back in the water. Now starts job number 2 on this journey. That is commissioning of all the new equipment. The motor, the solar panels, the electrical system. Turning back on old systems that have been off for 3.5 years. Air conditioning, refrigeration. But that is another story. I wanted to start this walkthrough at the aft end of the boat. Here you can see the single 70-watt solar panel, and to the right of that is the solar hot water heater. Also on the aft end of the boat you can see the swim platform that was added and the water turbine. That's a few years old, but really doesn't have. You can see the new to me Mantis 65-pound anchor and the Mantis anchor guard. If you have a Mantis, I highly recommend the Mantis anchor guard. Also, you can see the Pro Furler, oversized roller furler. That's a few years old, but really doesn't have that much wear on it. Here on the top side, once again, you can see the Mantis anchor with the Mantis swivel and 10 foot of stainless steel chain. Also the bottom side of that oversized Pro furler. On deck we have the rebuilt and re-chromed windlass, new foot pedal buttons on there, and the re-chromed chain pipe. Here on the port side you can see the original 30 amp service with smart plug, and next to it the second 30 amp service with the standard plug. Now this standard plug is going to be upgraded to a smart plug. I have the socket and the cord coming. Also you see the custom built life sling cover I have, and the custom made covers for all of the winches. So here we are in the cockpit looking forward. Here on the starboard side you can just see the jerry can storage for both water, fuel, and gas. Also you can see the lines hanging for the 2 additional halyards that I added to the main mast. Also all of the custom covers built for the grab rails and the lights. Also way up here kind of sticking out you can see my propane generator. Here you can see the B&G Vulcan 9R multifunction display. Along with that I also put in a radar, new wind instruments at the top of the mast, a DST 800 which is depth, speed, and water temperature. Along with that I also have the engine information slaved across to the NEMA 2000 network, and the Maureen system which you'll see down below. Let's start our interior tour up here in the V-berth. I think like most people we use our V-berth basically as a garage. So here you can see my part storage bins mounted underneath that shelf. Usually spend most winters sorting out parts. Over here on the other side you see my new spare and part storage system, along with my Milwaukee tool storage system that is mounted on the bulkhead wall there. Alright, let's take a look at the hanging locker here across from the forward head. Here you can see some more tool storage there in the background. Of course the hanging wet dry vac, the little 2.5 gallon, I think everybody has one of those, and my 16,000 BTU reverse heat and air conditioning. This really makes a difference up in the forward cabin. So here we are in the forward head. Did a lot of work in here. It's all been repainted. New mirrors there on the far side. New poured countertops. New deck faucet there. All the wood has been refinished. And also installed a freshwater head here with all the matching poured countertops there mounted on the inside to get everything to match. Alright, let's spin around here and go out into the salon and the galley area and see everything that was accomplished. We'll start here with the galley. Of course all the wood was refinished and revarnished. You'll see that we have the poured countertops in here. Also have the new big sink with the new faucet, the new hand pump. Also microwave was added, and then here we see the new it's about 3 years old but still fairly new 2-burner stove with custom cut countertop there to go in it. Everything here was redone. Over here you can see the solid state bilge pump controls for the bilge underneath the sink, and the propane safety system there, that's a must, and the under counter lighting. Along with that we have overhead lighting that was added. This was a little bit of a chore, but really makes a difference in that galley. And then here we see the interface for the Maureen system. It gives us information on our battery banks, our amp usage. It gives the information on temperature for both battery banks, temperature in the engine room, temperature in the galley, temperature in both refrigeration areas. Here you can see it also gives us all the energy production and energy usage, whether that's coming from the solar panels, the water turbine, the wind turbine. All that information is here. Also gives us our tankage information for both fuel and fresh water. Here you can see that more information on that. All of this is slaved across to the NEMA system, so once I get everything set up, you'll be able to pull that information up at the Vulcan. It's got a inclinometer here, it tells you your roll and pitch, and a barometer. Alright, let's swing around here and look and see what's going on in the salon. Yes, all the woodwork was refinished and revarnished. You see the 41-inch TV there mounted on the wall. Also, all the cushions were remade and recovered, along with matching curtains throughout the boat. Here you can see the several-year-old but fairly new bamboo flooring that I put in, and the new carpet there leading into the forward area. And of course the pilot berth was all redone with the matching lee board. Here's another shot of those matching curtains that were added. Swinging around here to the nav station, you can see the matching poured countertops here too. There is the nav station refrigeration box. Also you see AIS there, my watchmate, control panels for the solar. Also the monitor there for my separate Raspberry Pi navigation system. And here we are looking down the companionway with new carpet. All the wood has been refinished. And there you see the opening to the engine room and the custom tool storage that I made. So when you're in the engine room and you need a quick tool, majority of your basic ones will already be there. Here's another quick detail on the step going up the companionway. You'll notice the matching padding there, and of course the new carpet. Moving down the companionway here, let's take a quick look at the new custom-made Blue Seas electrical panel here. Completely replaced the old one. All the new wiring from the distribution box, everything, all brand new. Here we are going into the engine room. See the little padded seated area there for when you work, and of course another look at those custom made tool storage on the back of the doors. Taking a quick look inside there, there's Big Red, the new Beta 60, and keep in mind that really everything inside of this engine room was tore out, cleaned up, repainted, all new primary wiring, new big 800 amp hour battery bank there on the far side. New 400 amp hour start battery bank, and inside there's even a complete socket set there for when you're working inside. You don't have to run and go get some, there right there. Soundproofing was added. Like I said, I think I spent a whole summer sitting on a 5-gallon bucket working in that engine. Let's go ahead and head back here to the owner's cabin. Like before, all the wood has been refinished. New matching cushions there on the little settee seating area. Here on the back wall, wood slats added with insulation behind there. Little fun artwork. LED lighting. Can't say enough good about LED lighting on the boat. Replace the original side lights there with those matching LED lights that are basically the same as what we have out in the salon, just smaller. Here we are at the hanging locker. New mirrors, all the wood finish. Above there you can see another quick shot of the curtains. Little small countertop there. Of course it's matched in poured countertops. Let's go ahead and look at the owner's head. New countertops there, new plumbing. Went with a composting head in the back, all matching poured panels. All the wood, and it's been refinished and revarnished, and the bathroom completely repainted, matching curtains there. Everything in this head has been refinished. Well, that concludes our tour of the refit of SV Rockchalk. You made it all the way to the end. Thanks a lot.